Hello overclockers, and welcome. Oh, screw this. Where's A-Tuck when you need him? Welcome back to day 2 of Epic Land 40. I am Goldmasters Molten and I'm joined by Goldmasters Primaria. How are you doing?
I am doing very well, thank you. Enjoying this fine day of StarCraft here at Kettering Convention Centre.
It's a bit of an odd day, isn't it? The bracket's in pieces. We have Risky and Raza fighting out in the lower bracket, and one of them's going to finish top 8, which must be their worst finish, I want to say, in the last 10 years.
Maybe even top 16 for Risky. I mean, he's still got to, go through myself.
It could be a top 12,
and my teammate here, Molten, did take a map off him earlier today, so anything's possible.
You never know. We've had a lot of weird games. Speaking of which, Figaro just coming back from 2-0 down against Risky to beat him 3-2.
Insane series. Absolutely insane.
Crazy series.
Pretty big upset, I'd say. I mean, they are close in MMR,
right?
But I think Risky coming into Epic Land is one of the favourites.
Of course. I mean, he's first seed.
Exactly, and for Figaro to come here, 0-2 down and reverse sweep him, tremendous.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. And now he's going to be going on to face Zain in this upper bracket semi-final. Iber and AC on the other side of the bracket. I think we all know Iber is almost certainly going to make it to the final of the upper bracket here, but this one is a tough one to call. Who do you have?
I think it'd be very close. I think they're both evenly matched in MMR, kind of. They're both about that 5'8", 5'9" kind of level. Figaro does have a benefit of playing Zerg.
That is a big benefit.
Zain unfortunately decided to play Protoss, which
he keeps misclicking on the menu screen.
Yeah, he does. So I think with that in mind, Zain did beat Risky in the group stages, 2-0. 2-0. Pretty impressive play. There were no cheese. There were no, nothing come toward there. It was just solid macro play.
Yeah.
We do know that Figaro can be a little bit cheesy.
He can definitely mix it up.
Yeah, he can. But yeah, I think it's going to be a close series. I'm going to go for 3-2.
All right, yeah. I think 3-2 either way is pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I do think Figaro is going to take it, but I'd love to see Zain take it. I'd love to see Zain go up against Liber to keep Protoss hope alive.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a bit unlucky for Zain running into 2 Zergs in a row if he does take out Figaro. Because obviously Iber's going to be watching this match. He's going to have access to the cast. He's going to see exactly how Zain's going to play against Figaro. And Zain needs to bring his A game to beat Figaro. There's not going to be any holding back. There's not going to be any
And Zain had the benefit yesterday of his games against Risky not being on stream, so no one's really seen those replays.
Yeah, so no one really knows how Zain's going to play against Zerg. I mean,
I did ask him, and he said Zealots and Stalkers, and he made it sound far too easy for beating the #1 seed in the tournament. Yeah,
definitely. But Zain is pretty good with his micro. He's pretty good with them gateways units. He does like that hero style, but that kind of style's phased out a bit recently. So not quite sure he's going to be playing that against Figaro. As we are just waiting here for the players to op into the lobby.
I think the players have finished their VOs. Looking over at them, they are now at their positions. Hopefully we'll get some map information soon.
Yeah, best of 5 here in the
yes,
upper semi-finals.
Best of 5.
So, there's going to be 2 vetoes each.
Yeah.
Very excited to see what they're going to pick.
What are you vetoing as Protoss against Zerg? Honestly, I'm still not really sure. I think it matters a lot on if you want a macro or not.
I think the map with the... 1 second. I think the map with the gold base has a 4th. And the rich gas, I think you veto against Zerg. Which one was that one?
Hecate.
Hecate.
Or Equilibrium has a gold base, sorry. It's Equilibrium is the one you're talking about. Yeah.
So I think Equilibrium is a, must veto. It's a pretty split map situation, but with that access for a quick gold for the Zerg. As we are not quite ready yet.
Zain hopefully jokingly says another 30 minutes. Sure he's just messing. In a party, just waiting for them to kick up the lobby.
Yeah.
I do wonder if we're gonna have Alcyone, and if we do, if we'll see any Tempest builds. That would be very, very cool. Zain definitely has potential to mix it up as well.
Yeah, he does. I'd suspect, I did talk to him a bit before the series. He is, pretty straightforward, as we said, but he does have some special strategies that I suspect he will bring out in a best of 5 against Figaro.
Yep. Zain pleading for 5 minutes. That's alright. Plenty of StarCraft to come still. We have this upper bracket semi-final. I don't know if we're doing Ibu against AC. I assume that's going to be going on in the background, right? And then we'll be going straight into that upper bracket final on the stream then.
Ibu versus the winner of this, we would presume. No offence to AC, but that is a big mismatch in skill level.
Sure.
I mean, Zerg versus Terran, I believe. So yeah, I think we're just going to wait now for the player to get ready.
I think Iba's got to be feeling great right now. Risky is struggling today.
Raz is struggling.
Yeah. Figaro does look good.
Yeah, Figaro
Iba could be, not a walk in the park for Iba at all.
Yeah, definitely. And we're about to see how Zain does. I mean, if Zain takes this game and looks good doing it, I mean, another Zerg.
Yeah, he's beaten Risky already. If he can beat Figaro as well.
As we just are getting the map vetoes in, so Alcyone is going to be the first map of choice, as you did kind of predict.
Yeah, I wonder if I feel like if there's any map for Zain to do some weird stuff on, Alcyone is a really good bet for it. Site Delta will be map number 2, Oceanborn 3, Hard Lead 4, and Hecate 5. Hecate, I think.
So yeah, the Equilibrium not there as expected. I imagine that was Zain's veto.
So Zain is party leader. He'll have to make the lobby.
Radar set station not in there.
I feel like I haven't seen Red Set Station played at all this tournament. I don't think I've played it in any of my games. Have you?
I don't think so. No.
It just seems like a very... Oh, that's the biggest map in the map pool. We'll just veto it.
Yeah.
sort of thing.
It reminds me of King Sejong Station.
Yes, it's very similar. I think even in the bio for the map, it references King Sejong Station because of that natural base with the minerals kind of facing your opponent. Yes, it does. You go, heavily inspired by King Sejong Station.
Yeah. Which we were talking about maps earlier, and is it really good to just take an old map and just reskin it and send it out again?
Well, we've seen that happen a lot in the last few years, but I think with something like this, it's a bit different because King Sejong Station is a very old map. And we haven't really had a map like that in a while, so I actually like that they've kind of reskinned an old map that we haven't seen in a while.
We haven't seen it play because no one wants to play it.
That is true. Well, that's the eternal issue of we can complain that all the maps are too similar, but if they're not, then we just don't see half the maps. So
very true. Very true indeed.
It is slightly annoying, but
as we are just still waiting for the players here to get into lobby, just waving at us.
They're waving. Enthusiastically, some may say. Can we game? Any gamers in the chat? Zain says no, need 1 minute. 1 minute, folks. Yeah. Being made to wait for this one.
But the wait's going to be worth it.
I really think it could be an absolute banger best of 5. This could actually be a very long series if we go to all 5 games as well. Yeah,
definitely agree. I think this is probably going to be one of the best matches of a tournament, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it definitely has potential for it.
Very, very hype indeed, as we are just waiting for these players now. Looks like they're all sat down, and we're hopefully going to jump into game 1.
Hopefully. That would be nice. That would be plus EV.
Yep.
Figaro has been invited. Get him in. We're the party leader. We are going to Alcyone. Let's get that moving with WCS Gameheart. Absolutely delightful. All right, and we're in the lobby, folks.
Yep. Here we go.
Let's ask our dearest players if they're ready.
Perhaps we should just put the players down.
Oh, fine, yeah.
No,
I was just going to play the game,
well,
actually, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, pretty good. We saw how your games went against Figaro.
Yeah,
so,
okay, maybe I shouldn't play.
Yeah,
It
maybe.
might not be so good for the stream. Both players ready. Let's get into it. Map
And the countdown is
1.
ticking down as we are loading into game number 1.
Things you love to see.
Yeah. Excited for this map.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this whole series.
Yeah, definitely.
And here we are loading in to Alcyone LE. And we are in the northeast. In the purple playing Zerg representing TSI. It's Figaro.
And spawning in the bottom left position as the red Protoss player Zain.
Alright, and what on earth do we have here? That is a probe out on the map instantly.
I think this is just going to be for a natch block. I think he's just going to go disturb Figaro's play a little bit, block that archery for a little bit of time, and you know, go from there.
Yeah, I got a bit excited, but it is just going to be a pylon on the low ground. I was hoping to see the 2-gate forge come out, as all great players do. Figaro going to have to take third base here as he sees that probe coming in.
Yeah, not really going to delay it a lot. Figaro experiencing this, he knows how to handle this sort of situation, and not really going to get any delay on that archery at all.
Yeah, and Zain will see that, and that's absolutely fine. Getting used to moving with the mouse button. Not a fan of it, I'm not gonna lie. Hatch, gas, pull, and it's just going to be standard openings from both players, which on this big map you'd expect to see at least at the start, but as we have at Alcyone, we have these areas that are blocked off by minerals and rocks respectively, and that kind of makes this entire half of the map locked off.
So here's a question: what tech choice is Zain going to pick first?
I will bet my entire bank account on it being a Stargate.
Excellent. Right, £33 it is then.
That's ambitious.
Yeah.
Oh, plus 25 now, actually.
This is true. Very true indeed. Yeah, I expect to see the Stargate as well. You know, it's standard for a reason.
Yep.
Zergs have Twilight openings figured out pretty much, you know, entirely. Robo, I mean, it's just laughable. So, you know, Stargate is really the only viable option here.
It is. Cybercore finishing up. Zain will start that, and he does go Warp Gate. This could not be a Stargate opening, folks.
He's not fully saturated his gas all the time, so he is a bit behind on that. So he might actually drop a Twilight Council.
He might.
So Stargate goes down now. He cancels Warp Gate.
He cancelled. Okay. I was going to say that. Stargate's cost 100 gas now. It's about time.
No, nice play there by Zain. Starts for Stargate instantly, you know. The Warp Gate.
Yeah,
you know. But Figaro's going to be checking this, and, you know, he's going to see that it's cancelled.
I don't think Figaro is falling for that anytime soon, but why not? Why not do it if you're saying maybe Figaro just wasn't paying attention?
First adept coming across the map, going to scout the drone count of a Zerg, or not. Just going to turn around.
Send that shade. Just look to see if that third base has been taken. Maybe see if there's any rogue drones off creep.
We do actually see a Stalker coming out by Zain now.
Yep.
Oh. This is going to be Tempest.
Are you sure about that?
Nope. I am not.
So
I was talking to Zain about this, and I think he tried to do it against Risky, but his second pylon was delayed, and he didn't get a chance to do it.
Okay.
And he has seen that, and it is something that he's interested in experimenting with.
I definitely would not be surprised to see Zain go for such a build. Especially, this is the map for it. But it also feels like surely the Zergs are going to start to be a bit aware of it now on this map especially, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be an early third base going down at 3:45. Oracle going to have to turn on just to shoo those Lings away. And this Stalker might now be able to pick off this Overlord.
No second Oracle coming out from Zain yet. Just as I say that, he does start the second Oracle.
Caster Curse, and there is a Twilight going down. No Tempest here. Very sad, very sad.
Very sad indeed. It's a sad day for all Protoss players.
Right.
No battery down yet, I've heard, for Zain, which I think is probably a slight mistake.
14 Lings.
Exactly. You definitely need to get that battery down just to be able to defend this base if there is a swell of Lings, as we see.
Yeah, I mean, with the second Oracle, I think it'll be okay, but 14 Lings is definitely interesting. There's a bit of a commitment from Figaro here. Oracle coming in will be able to pick off 3 drones. Very nicely done by Zain. That's good damage. Doesn't take any hull damage on that Oracle either.
As we see, one Evolution Chamber coming up here for Figaro. Presumably going to go into that melee. He does know that Zain does play that gateway style, so I think as a blind counter goes, it's pretty, a pretty safe one to make.
Sure, and it is going to be that blink and more gates going down for Mr. Zain. Does have a battery coming up here now. The Lings shouldn't be able to get all too much done at this third base. 2 Oracles on the other side of the map, pick off 2 drones and we'll get on out. Decent start for Zain.
Does recall them Oracles home. As +1 melee does indeed start now.
Yeah, it is. So do you think Figaro is just going to be pretty satisfied to stay on Ling Bane for a while in this game?
Yeah, I think so. I think he'll need something else. Maybe go into that Hydra Den as well later on. I think he does like to play with that Roach Hydra style as well. But yeah, I think take his 4th base, take his 5th base as well quite quick. And I'd expect to see that Zain takes that 4th base soon as the later start.
On the way. Ling's going to come in just as these Stalkers move out. Won't be able to get too much done. Zain has opened up the southeast side of the map.
As we do see Zain.
So is Figaro. Double expanding, by the way.
Yeah, I like it. Going out with 4 Stalkers without Blink.
Yeah, that was a bit risky. The Oracles weren't really nearby either. They are flying across now, but...
This is nice aggression coming out from Zain. He's not really wanting to push here. He's just posturing and making Figaro react to this, which he has. He's built a lot of Lings to deal with this.
Yeah.
But he does need to be careful not to lose too many units here. Nice play here so far from Zain.
Charge following this up for Zain. I expect to see a 4th base going down imminently as well.
No stasis ward yet for...
Wow, you can just call everything. Can you just say Molten's going to win Epic Land next?
Yeah. Molten's not going to win Epic Land now. As actually, Figaro misses the stasis trigger there.
That was
bit of a misplay.
At least he saw it though.
Yeah.
Or did he?
For it.
Okay, well, Lings actually gets around here and the Oracles turn on, but Figaro's taking a fight anyway. These +1s Lings are tearing through these Stalkers, and that's a good trade for Figaro.
But look at the supplies. Zain is
not good.
10 ahead of Figaro already.
Figaro is up to 5 hatches now.
Yeah, he is, but he's not
he hasn't
building
really
any
got the
workers.
work account, has he?
Yeah, Figaro just decided to play low on that work account, but he's also behind an army supply as well.
Yeah, double forge on the way now for Zain as well, really committing to this gateway style. He seems to favour that he beat Risky 2-0 within the group stage of this tournament. There it is, the double upgrades, Chrono boosting out.
Yeah, I like Zain's position here.
Going towards the 4th too.
Zain just establishing his 4th base now, getting that Robo down.
Oh, is he just going to get the base here? There's some Lings, is that enough? Stasis ward behind. Zain's not paying attention, he's not blinking back. He's too distracted by what's going on the other side of the map.
Really nice counter attack here. The Cybercore is going to go down.
That means these Lings could come in, these Lings could come in. Oh. Wow, I'm so shocked he chose not to go in there. But the Stalkers winning the fight on this side of the map. The Queens come down, but there's so many Stalkers here. I don't know if Figaro can defend this. I don't think he can, but the Lings coming for the wraparound and the Stalkers forced to blink away. Zealots and Adepts at the 4th, no drones there to kill, but at least distracting some of Figaro's forces.
Yeah, nice play by Figaro, counter-attacking where he did. He was behind slightly up until that point, but I think now he's just starting to regain a bit of control. He's cleared up Zain's multi-harass.
Yep.
and found himself in a pretty playable position now. Still massively behind on a worker count, still favouring to play with that low economy, as 35 Banelings are being morphed in.
Yeah, impressive defense by Figaro there in a situation that looked like it could have gone a lot worse for him. This is a lot of Banelings. Do we have Baneling speed? He says finding the button for upgrades. Could be anything. I'm just clicking everything on the keyboard now.
You could click for Baneling there. He
Yeah,
does have it.
He does.
That's +1 finishing now for Zain. Probably going to look to hit some sort of timing with this.
These oracles, such a pain. But out of energy now as they turn on again.
I would like Zain to transition into some sort of AoE unit. Maybe Storm here to deal with these Banelings or Archons.
Yeah.
I think, you know, there's a...
Banelings, 8 probes go down in the third. I do like that Zain's taking a nice and early, greedy 5th base here.
Yeah,
Templar
really
Archives and 2-2 on the way for Zain now as well behind this. These Lings getting a decent trade while in the middle of the map the Banelings are going for it.
Yeah, nice trade here from the Zerglings for Figaro.
So much going on. Zealots to the north, fight in the middle.
Warping in the main
Warping
base.
in the main base.
There's action
Zerglings
everywhere.
down here. How on earth are these players keeping up? I do not know. Figaro forced to bring his army back to deal with these Zealots here. It's very nice harassed by Zain, getting damage everywhere. 10 drones going down. Banelings forced to come all the way home.
Yeah, this has been nice for Zain. Just
And now
buying a
here
bit of
comes
time.
Zain to the north, looking to finish off this exposed hatchery. Another warping in the main base. Figaro, to be fair to him, doing a reasonable job of defending here.
Yeah, he's handled this really well. And behind this, Zain still hasn't started any Storm tech. It's
He's so rich. Zain needs to spend his money. He needs to spend it now. I wouldn't hate to see even Stargates and a Fleet Beacon go down.
Yeah, definitely. I think he needs to start transitioning away from this heavy gateway style and
Being very aggressive with
money.
continuous warpings into the main. And it is getting damaged, but is it getting enough done? Robo Bay, the follow-up. I like it. Disruptors and Colossus could both come in useful here. So Oracles will take out a Queen. The main base not quite cleared up and 2 Zealots survive. They're going to get a decent amount of drones. Prism does get out. They actually get mismicroed there and will fall. Oracles flying over to meet these Stalkers who can just pick this base up now, surely.
If he's actually going to pay attention. There we go.
And that base is gone.
He needs to
Stasis
get out
Ward
of there,
hits
though.
some Lings, but the
He
blink
needs to
back is
recall.
not
He
good
needs to
enough.
recall.
He's going to lose a lot of these Stalkers here. Prism still darting about, trying to find damage.
Zain's floating 3,000 minerals.
Zain just needs to spend his money. He doesn't need to kill Figaro now. He's doing good. He's doing a great amount of damage, but he's not going to win the game from this.
No. This harass is nice, but he needs to make
Prism
sure that
goes
he's
down.
macroing behind it properly.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, he's low on supply. Maybe more robo bays coming up now, which I really like.
That's good.
And he just needs to settle down for a bit now and just build a proper army.
Bit of an awkward spot in the middle of this map with the narrow corridors. The Banelings and the Roaches are running through.
Yeah, this is a lot of army here from Figaro.
Protoss units here. The Banelings getting on top of the Stalkers now. And there's not too much to kill this Roach pack. And Figaro's army supply is 96 to 52, and this has kind of just come out of nowhere. And as a result of some lazy macro by Zain, really. Figaro's looking to clean up, perhaps. Battery overcharge is going to be helpful, but it does go down to the Banelings, and now these Stalkers are being jumped on.
But look
I think Zain's got this in the bag. There's just so much money for Zain.
Yeah, the supplies are telling here. With the Colossus out as well to help with that AoE, he's now clearing up. And yeah, that looked a bit nicer there for a moment for Zain, with the overwhelming army for Figaro, but looks like in the end, Zain's going to take this one.
Yeah, Figaro down to 36 drones. His economy is in absolute shambles, while Zain is still on 5 bases and 77 workers. Figaro does know about that base to the bottom right, but now with 3 disruptors out as well, Zain has his game in the bag, it looks like.
Yeah, double the supply of his opponent here. Figaro with a bit of a Terran GG timing.
A little bums Oluwalis. GG timing indeed.
On a bit of copium, I imagine.
Yep.
Yeah, still thinks he's in a playable position perhaps, but...
Yeah, I mean, it can be hard to read like exactly where you are in the game, Zain obviously commit a lot to the attack.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Figaro knows he's dead here?
Yes. Figaro 100% knows he's dead. He just wants to stay in the game, you know, maybe tilt Zain a little bit for the next matches in the series.
And GG, there it is. Zain takes game number 1.
Yeah.
In pretty commanding style, very aggressive.
It was. I mean, there was a point where Figaro was dealing with the harass really well. You know, there were 3 or 4 skirmishes all around the map, and Figaro was on top of all of them. But then it just seemed to get away from him as it continued. You know, he didn't quite clean up the ones in the main. He didn't quite clean up the ones at the top 4th base location. And it just all became a bit, you know, bit too much for him to deal with.
Yeah, it's a weird one, because it does feel like Figaro did defend really well, but it just wasn't well enough, really. And he never got to a position where he could tech up, so even when those robo units appeared, he was nowhere near Vipers, which is what you need against Colossus Disruptor.
I think the difficulty for Figaro was he was playing from such a low drone count. I mean, up against that sort of style, you often see players go up to 80, 90 drones, and he was sat at 60 for the majority of the game. So I think... I don't know if that was a game plan from Figaro, or if he just didn't feel like he could afford to drone up.
The Oracles did a little bit of damage. They got maybe 5 or 6 drones, nothing too crazy.
As we are loading into map number 2.
Does feel that Figaro could have and maybe should have went up to 70 or 75 drones.
Yeah, definitely.
And here we are on site Delta LE in the northwest. In the purple, playing Zerg for TSI, it is Figaro.
And spawning in the bottom right position, playing as a red Protoss player, currently 1-0 up in this best of 5, Zain.
And it's going to be going for that hatch block once again.
Well, if it worked last game, why change it?
Why would you ever change it?
I think Figaro probably needs to change the way that he plays a little bit there. I think, you know, if he was in that position again, he might rethink some of the things that he did and just, you know, as he said, go up to that 70, 75 drones, try and tech maybe a bit faster to something other than Zergling, Baneling. With a few roaches.
Site Delta, bit of a shorter map compared to the last one, but once again, just pretty standard. Nothing too interesting about this one.
Yeah, I suppose the distance between the 3rd and the 4th is pretty long for the Protoss player. But we are just opening standard here for both players yet again. I
do wonder if we're going to see something more aggressive from Figaro this game, maybe some more committed roach regression.
I'd like it, maybe a 66 roach play.
66 roaches, that would be
66
a lot of
drone roach play. Roaches are pretty good.
Roaches are... When one A moves roaches, one generally wins.
No denying that. Slight mistake there, almost by Zain.
Isn't that the worst feeling when you build a building and then you send your probe back and it doesn't build but you don't realise?
Yeah. Oh, like when you cancel a barracks that's 82% complete.
You would never. Adept on the way, warp gate. Are we going to see that cancelled again in favour of a Stargate? Place your channel point bets right now.
Here we are. Yeah, we are.
Got him. Figaro in shambles right now. No clue what's going on. Damn, that warp gate researched fast.
Just see the
it's going to be an adept this time instead of a stalker after the first adept.
I like it. I mean, especially when we've got that pillar there, you know, the stalker's not really going to be able to kill that overlord. I feel it's a bit wasted unless you're desperate to hide something in the main base. You know, if you are going for that.
Ooh, this is a nice angle for the adept coming in. He's actually going to get a drone. Wow, that's such a good angle for Zain. Good save on one of the drones at least.
Nice start there by Zain.
Get on out of there. Second adept is going to come and join up though.
Yeah, Figaro's got to be careful. He's got to be on top of these. You know, they are 2 adepts, and while it's not that many, they do 1-shot workers.
Yeah.
And not only getting 1 kill.
Zain could only shade one in there, but that's fine. We'll see a reasonable drone count. Know that there's nothing to worry about just yet. It's going to be an Oracle.
Yep. I imagine a second Oracle after that and a third base coming down shortly for Zain.
It's going to be a second Oracle. Are we going to see anything to clean up this Overlord? Last game he had a Stalker. No such Stalker this time. Speedlings are done and we'll go for one Adept here. Perhaps a bit ambitious, but it looks like he'll actually get it. Nice pick off by Figaro. And the other Adept finishes, but that means could get some drone kills. Does get one, and one it will be.
Yeah, I think that.
Whoa! But the Oracle gets 5 more. No Spore here. The Queen's slightly out of position.
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't like the Adept being sacrificed into the main base like that for only one drone. But then with the Oracle coming in as well, I think Zain's probably happy with this situation.
Yeah, Zain will be loving this situation. So many drones. 7 drones dead. 4 minutes into the game is a bit of a disaster for Figaro, especially after last game where he didn't have the cleanest starts and it didn't work out for him. I'd say this start is definitely worse.
Zain 10 workers up currently, which you don't really see at this stage of a game usually.
Assume we're going to see Blink and some more gates go down for Zain any minute now. Oracles will defend this third base. A couple of Adepts warp in. It's just going to be drones for Figaro. There is the Blink.
Yeah. Third Oracle on the way now, and imagine that we'll see a Forge as well coming down shortly, or maybe double Forge again.
Yeah, he got his Forges quite late last game.
Yeah.
Wonder if he's going to do that again. Oracle shooing off this lane will get the kill. And 2 Stalkers will now deal with this Overlord that comes in. Sees Blink on the way and 2 Adepts coming in here. And Figaro panicking a little bit there. Pulls all his drones.
Yeah,
4
workers
down.
Just for 2 Adepts at this stage of the game. Really nice play again there.
11 drones for 5 Adepts. The scores on the door so far.
As we do see these 3 Oracles now coming across.
The Queen needs to be careful.
If he wants. Yeah.
He is just going to grab the Queen. There is Transfuse available, and now with more Queens coming to join the party, Figaro will keep it alive. Stalker's going to be able to pick off these Lings.
+1 melee again, choice of defense for Figaro. I think it worked well for him last time. He got a couple of good engagements wrapping around Stalkers in the middle.
Yep.
So yeah, I think it's a good choice to go for it again.
Interesting push here, just the 4 Stalkers. A few more meandering their way across, and this actually might not be too easy for Figaro to hold this 4th base here, which does complete. But 18 Lings on the way. Stasis Ward will be triggered by a couple. 5 Queens holding the line for now, and here come the rest of the Lings. +1 not done yet though. Nice pick off on 1 Stalker by Figaro there. Yeah, and he does hold the 4th.
Cute little play there. I mean, I don't think the 4th was ever going to really be in danger. You know, there's a 6.
I don't know, Kev. Well, I don't know.
I mean, if he turns around and runs his entire army away from it, there's always a chance.
There is always a chance. Stasis Ward gets a good connection there.
Pretty good there.
A decent amount of Lings. A lot more Lings on the way though. Queen goes down. Good pick off by Zain. I don't know if Figaro is loving this engagement. Does take out one of the Stalkers. Or 2 in fact.
Well, of course, Zain's not even trying to win the game at this point. He's just trying to apply pressure to safely get his 4th base up and the infrastructure behind again. We do see both players floating quite a lot of money once more. They're both under quite a lot of pressure here in this upper semi-final.
Yeah, it's a big game.
It is. This 4th is starting to worryingly get low, but a nice surround here by Figaro.
Win this game and you're guaranteed £100 at least.
Yes. Big money here in Kettering Conference Centre.
Huge. Wow, I think Figaro's actually going to lose his 4th. He does have some transfuses here. He's got to make a decision to save it, and he is going for it. I'm surprised he didn't use any transfuses.
I'm surprised.
Are we going to see a recall?
Yeah, this is a tough position to be in.
Queens are going for the Oracles. Oh wow, he blinks forward. That's really interesting. The Oracle's out of action now.
And all of these Stalkers are going to get cleaned up.
There are enough Lings. All the Stalkers go down. He doesn't get the 4th base. And that was just a bit over the top from Zain. Just quietly overcommittal.
A bad misplay there by Zain. I think, you know, if he'd have right-clicked the archery down and recalled, I could have liked that. If he'd have blinked into that corner and recalled, I'd have liked that. But to stand there and fight, I think he's really underestimated the power of +1 lings against his Stalkers.
That being said, behind this, Zain's got to 80 probes and is now taking a 5th base at 8 minutes 30. Zain's economy is brilliant. It's better than Figaro's. And with that double forge on the way behind this, I still do like Zain's position.
Yeah, I like Zain's position.
Ooh, this looks like a nice pick-off for the lings of Figaro. Going to be able to take out 6 probes, 7 probes in fact there.
Very nice play there by Figaro.
Yeah, nicely done. Gets it Adept as well. Zain does all of that natural base though.
Brings the worker supplies a bit, but again, once more.
Oh wow. Okay, 32 Banes.
Figaro
Looks like Figaro is sending it here.
Figaro making the decision again to stay on such a low worker count. He's not built any workers in a while, and as we see them 32 Banelings, he's going to be fully sending it here.
Couple more probes going to go down here. Banelings are going to need to come home though, as Zain's gone for the base of Figaro. Will grab it. Zain does need to be careful with the potential Baneling wraparound here, but Baneling speed is not even started, much less finished. Here come the Banelings. Zain running away. Oracles do turn on. They don't have too much energy.
Yeah, +2 melee just finishing up here for Figaro. He's going to be happy with that. But I'm not particularly sure he's going to be happy where he currently is in this game.
Yeah, the Baneling speed overlooked by Figaro is really not good, and now in come the Banelings to the 5th base, and he might get his 5th base, but you just feel like that's not enough for Figaro. Couple Zealots counter-attacking for Zain, and there just seems to be enough Stalkers here, I think, although now with a few Banelings coming around from the back, they're going to get good hits, and the Roaches might just have enough.
Yeah, I think with Warpins there should be enough here just to defend this 5th base.
Yeah, a few more Zealots going to come up, and look at this, big Warpins on the other side of the map by Zain, doing damage behind this, really nicely done, and it looks like Zain's going to be able to make it 2-0 here.
Yeah, great counter-attack there again by Zain. I mean, it was looking a bit dangerous on this side, but instead of warping in defensively...
Yeah, he didn't panic. Yeah. He knew that he could afford to get damage done on the other side of the map and still defend.
Yeah. I mean, even if he did lose this 5th base, I mean, he would still be in a really nice
For
position.
sure.
I do say that Warpers are now going into the main base, but not going to get anything done, as Figaro's well on top of that this game.
Yeah, Figaro... While the army supply looks good for him, it's the economy which is the issue for him right now. Zain comfortably on 5 bases and 85 probes. I don't think there's any way back.
No, when the Zerg is behind 30 workers and the base, you know
they're in trouble. Yep. Especially with those double upgrades on the way for Zain. He's going to have a 2 upgrade lead soon.
Yeah, and Figaro going into Ravager and Roach again now, while there's no upgrades for them.
Yeah, I mean, he knows that there's no immortal count, so don't hate the Roaches, but there's really just not much he can do. True. These Oracles must have a reasonable amount of kills. 19, 17, 17. Not bad indeed.
Figaro coming in here, going to take out the battery with the Banelings, and this is really his final chance of doing anything in this game. He really needs an overwhelming victory here, at least to get the 5th base and then back off.
It's just not going to happen, is it?
No. Look at the supplies.
So much Protoss on the dance floor, and I think we are seconds away from this game ending.
Yeah, nice game again here by... Oh, actually a couple of Biles there catching 3 or 4 Stalkers out. And with his Zergling coming, they do have +2 melee, so they are going to shred through these Stalkers pretty quickly. But ultimately, I just don't think there's an economy there behind it to back any of this up.
Zealots in the main, destroying all the probes in the main base of Figaro behind us as well. The counter-attacks from Zain have been deadly in this game.
Yeah, and that's been the difference, you know. I think the constant harassment, constant drone damage. I mean, has there been 30 seconds in this game where a drone hasn't died?
I'm not sure there has. The first 30 seconds, I'd imagine.
But yeah, perhaps, but Zain has been absolutely ruthless in keeping Figaro's economy dead.
Very, very nicely played series from Zain so far, and I'm interested to see how Figaro is going to try and overcome this challenge.
Well, of course, Figaro was 0-2 down in his last series. It's risky. Maybe he just prefers playing from an handicapped position.
Doing it on purpose.
Yeah. Giving the fans what they want.
Right. And if you're Iba looking at this, you're not loving it, are you? Zain's playing really well here.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
know.
again, more zealots for Zain. GG, there it is, and it is 2-0 to the Protoss player Zain on the verge of the upper bracket final here.
Yeah, excellent play there by Zain. I think, you know, as we are just going to go, players have just requested a quick break.
It's alright.
We'll just load the lobby up for them.
Zain needs some water.
Yeah.
And we're going to be going into Oceanborn for map number 3, another pretty standard map.
Yeah, nice and blue, nice shark on there. All the important things for a playable map on
Great
ladder.
shark.
What do you think Figaro needs to do to rescue something from this series?
I really don't know. I don't know if... Do you have to go +1 melee against this? Maybe you do. But it just looks like Zain is so comfortable in this kind of game that Figaro has to change something up.
I think Figaro needs to change how the game is so that it's on his terms rather than Zain's terms.
Yeah, exactly.
Zain is dictating how these games are going. He's controlling everything. He's harassing. I think Figaro probably needs to be a bit more aggressive in the early game to avoid it going to this sort of game, because it's quite clear that Zain has the upper hand against him.
Yeah. No, that's completely fair. I don't know. It's very hard to do that as Zerg unless you're going for some sort of all-in. And do I think Zain's going to die to an all-in? Maybe, but when you're 2 games down and you need to win the next 3, you don't really want to go, well, I'm going to all-in all 3 games, because that's not going to work.
Maybe a Roach Queen push with Overlords to drop creep would work. I've seen Zain lose to that in the past.
Yeah.
Not sure Figaro's the type of person to do it, as we are just waiting for the players now to get ready and start game 3.
I think I could definitely see Figaro doing some aggressive Roach push.
Oh, even opening like a quick Hydra attack.
Yeah.
You know, we see that Zain goes into that blink, the late upgrades. Hydras work pretty well against Stalkers. Yeah. They can.
Hydra link can definitely be good.
But I think he does need to change it up.
Yep, he needs to get something done. He also needs to not lose too many drones to the Oracle.
Yeah.
Both games now.
5, both games against the Oracle.
It's not much, but it is just...
Especially with the Adepts.
Giving Zain a slight upper hand, and you can't afford to give him a slight upper hand as we've seen in these first 2 games.
Yeah, 100% agree. Well, your prediction of a 3-2 for Figaro is looking a bit on the rocks.
It is, but...
Maybe Zerg is in the race that we thought it was.
Figaro risky.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Not all of us are built like Zain, unfortunately.
Very, very true, yeah. With his beautiful keyboard. I heard his keyboard raised the MMR by at least 500.
Do you know how much that keyboard costs?
I wouldn't like to know.
More than the MMR that you just stated.
Yeah.
No?
Is that it? I can imagine.
Is that it? Yeah. Just, you know, over half a bag on a keyboard. Must be nice.
Over?
Half a bag. The bag being £1,000.
Okay. Is that how much it cost?
Yeah, you said like, it was like 500 or 600. I was
I was expecting more.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah. Not bad price for a keyboard. You know, if it makes you play like this in StarCraft 2, then it's a good investment in my opinion.
Fair enough. Okay. I would do much worse to win an Epic LAN.
Exactly. I believe you as well. As thankfully we are loaded into game number 3 now.
Moving on. Zain versus Figaro. Figaro needing to complete the reverse sweep to continue on the upper bracket of this Code S tournament, but there is still the lower bracket, so it's not over if he does fall here. And we are in Oceanborn.
We are indeed. Loser of this, I think, plays Mix.
No, I play Mix.
And then is it the winner of you and Mix? I believe so.
Yeah, maybe. It might be the winner of me and Mix.
Yeah,
so the loser plays Mix, yep.
Yeah.
In the southeast, in the purple, playing for TSI, there's a Figaro.
We're seeing something different here from Figaro. He's going for the 14-14. In the top left position, spawning as a red Protoss player, 2-0, Zain.
Do you think Figaro is doing this because he thinks maybe Zain's going to try something sneaky here?
No, I think he's doing this because he knows that Zain's going to Atch block.
Oh, right, yes.
He's going to get that Atch
Fair
down. He is going for that spawning pool, and then the gas. Presumably will come shortly as well. Minimum harassment going here by Zain, showing us how that. Wow.
Putting the APM to some good use.
Definitely. Figaro APM over 2,000 there. Zerg players are just so fast, it's incredible.
Nice.
You know.
Imagine being that talented.
Yeah.
Don't expect to see anything different from Zain after how those first 2 games have gone.
We are seeing a gasless style here from Figaro, so perhaps an earlier third base this time coming out from him.
Yep. We're going to see that Cybercore going down for Zain. Gas now is taken by Figaro. The pool finishes up. And there is the big old jellyfish, octopus, I don't even know what that is.
Something
big
of a
boy.
deep. Yeah.
Indeed.
So I wonder what the implications of opening the way that Figaro does in this. I mean, is it really that bad to be hatch blocked?
Yeah, I don't know. It must be a preference thing, but it's a bit weird that in this map he does 14, but he didn't do it on the last map.
As we do see the Stargate now again going down for Zain. I don't think Zain needs to change anything whatsoever in this map. I think he understands it, he knows what he's doing.
Yep.
I think it's ultimately up to Figaro to change it the way that he needs to.
Here comes the third for Figaro.
I think it's. I think we already see Figaro changing it up with doing what he's done. I think he's lost drones to that Oracle and the Adept because the third base was where it was.
Yeah, true.
Natural.
Yeah,
so I think by making sure he does have that standard natural location, maybe it's just going to help the defense of that a bit more.
If he can just get a solid start in this game, he's going to give himself more of a chance than he's had in the other games, and that's at least a start.
As we do see the Stalker now coming out from Zain again this time, opting to go for that this time around.
Yeah, Adept's coming up here, should be able to get Creep Tumor nicely picked off, and the Shade will go in. I'm sure it will be cancelled here.
Yeah, definitely.
Hello?
Oh, finishes it off.
Wow, that's very crazy, and he does get 2 drones, gets 3 drones. I mean, mate.
Figaro's not going to be
Figaro
happy with
is absolutely hating it.
Yeah. 3 drones for 2 Adepts. Definitely a trade that Zain's going to be happy with.
100%, especially with the Oracles. Now, hopefully looking to get a couple more at least for Zain.
Going to be slightly difficult here for Zain to push out with the Oracle and take the third base. Yeah. He needs to keep the Oracle at home to defend the third base because of losing
he lost his Adepts, true.
And building the Stalker as well. But yeah, playable position here, definitely for Zain.
Twilight Cancel following up, and this Oracle, a little preemptive perhaps on that 25 energy.
Yeah, nice play there by Figaro, just baiting that out.
Yeah.
Ooh, going to have to be careful here, Zain. He's going to just close.
Speedlings can't quite sneak in there. Would have been nice.
And we see a much closer game on the work account here this time around from Figaro.
This is more like it.
This is exactly the position that Figaro probably wants to play on. Is getting that +1 melee quicker than last game, and yeah, I'm excited to see now how he deals with everything.
No Spore in the main. Could get dangerous. There's 3 queens and a Spore here, and these Oracles need to be careful. They will turn around and run. Things still poking about. Might decide to pressure this Stalker. Might just be able to pick it off. Not quite.
As we do see the Oracles just floating around, trying to scout out, trying to see what they can see. Probably going to go into the natural to see if it can get any damage done shortly. And we do actually see only 2 Oracles, but
look at this.
Look at this.
What a scout by Figaro. Look at him, by the way, scouting exactly for this with his Ling. Yeah. He must have seen the probe move out or something.
Great play there by Figaro.
That's really nice.
I really like this play by Zain as well to do this. The bases are quite far apart on this one, and to continue the pressure that he does with this heavy gateway style, I really like the play to proxy this.
Oracles are going to come protect this proxy gate, so it is going to get up.
I'd love to see Zain take out the rocks just to make it a bit quicker as well, and to give another path of escape. But I think Figaro's just going to go and try and deny the third base here of Zain.
Oh, no, it's going for the wraparound with the Lings. Might be able to get the proxy gate as a result. He could get the wraparound on the warping and stalkers and can. Blink is finished. Oh, Figaro wasting damage on the gateway there while he's distracted as he takes a massive stasis ward. And that worked out really well for Zain. And looking at the supply, I'm not in love with this for Figaro one bit.
+1 now completed for Figaro, which is nice for him, but again, he doesn't really. He stopped building workers again at 56. I mean, to be fair, Zain has stopped building workers at the moment as well, but this is what he's been doing every game. You know, he's pushing while taking the fourth. He's going to go up to 80 workers again, I imagine, soon. While Figaro's just he's not droning. He's so afraid of this push. This is nice to deny.
This is really good by Figaro. Needed this damage while he takes a 5th of his own because he's going to lose his 4th, it looks like.
Yeah.
Forces a warping at home as well.
Yeah, and surrounds with stalkers as well at the 4th base as well.
Oh wow, no, he's not going to be able to keep this alive. I think it's a mistake by Figaro.
But he does keep the base alive.
Wow.
Yeah, there's not too many stalkers here with +1 lings.
Hello?
I think this was a mistake by Zain not to just right-click that base down.
Yeah, definitely. Zain's still going to try go for it here, but has to be really careful as the lings are looking for the wraparound. Stalkers do blink back. Stasis ward hits. But with 28 more lings in production, I think Figaro might have a decent chance of holding this now. Lings at the 3rd base of Zain force out a battery overcharge.
Yeah, nice play here by Figaro.
Yeah.
You know, mixing it up exactly how we wanted him to.
Yeah. Oh, the Queen's miscontrolled. One of them will fall. And now the Stasis Ward lings finish. And they will look to get more damage on these Stalkers. And while these +1 lings absolutely tear through the Stalkers.
There's just not enough of them.
No, not quite. 11 Roaches on the way behind this as well. Still no 4th base for Zain. Zain.
Figaro.
It doesn't go in.
Figaro could have got in there into the main base. But clearing up these Stalkers at the front with the Roach army.
Yeah, that's very nicely done. Zain needs to get out of here. A little bit of a slow reaction there. And this game looks 100 times better than the previous ones for the TSI Zerg. He's going to be able to take out this proxy gate now as well. Zain having to take the forward 4th base location.
That pylon's going to be powered. Yeah, really nice play here by Figaro, as I think he's got himself into a commanding position here.
Yeah, Zain is pretty rich.
That's not necessarily a good thing at this point of the game.
No, no, he'd much rather have that in units right now. It is only single forge this time for Zain, oversaturated on his main as a result of that him not being able to take that early 4th base as he's favoured. And look, there's some slow banelings coming into the mineral line.
7, 8
probes and the battery is absolutely lovely.
Figaro's up 22 army supply here. I mean, they're even on workers, but Figaro's just going to send it. You know, his harass has been on point, and if he denies his 4th base, Zain's in so much trouble.
Almost dead, I think, if he
and
loses
there's no army
this.
here. Zain's completely out of position. He's
Wow, he warps in here. That's never going to happen with the pylons.
And this 4th base is just forfeit. He's coming back, but Figaro can just right-click this down.
Oh, he actually even sends the banelings in, just really making sure he gets it. So he's going to be able to take a decent trade here against the army, but it's the eco that is hurting for him. Figaro on 5 hatches, but still that worker count isn't too ideal.
Yeah, going up to 65 now, 60. Yeah, I'd still like him to make maybe another 5 or 10 drones.
Yeah, I'd like him to get to 75 here because I don't think he's going to die in the next couple minutes if he does that. Another banning run by gets 5 drones, probes in fact, very nice indeed. This base under threat, but there's plenty of speed banelings here. This army of Zain is going to have to turn tail and run. Does get the blink off, but now these Stalkers are trapped here and the banelings crash in. What a fight for the TSI Zerg.
And I think that's just going to be game.
I think it is. Ling's going to continue to chase down these Stalkers. There's Roaches and banelings following them. The Oracles are out of energy. Some more Stalkers here, but is it enough? The banelings can go for the mineral line. I'm sure they will. Stalkers trying their best to block, but they can't. And the probes at the 3rd fall. And with that, Figaro is going to put one on the board surely here.
Yeah, nice game here by Figaro.
Yes, so this looks so much better than the last two.
But it all comes down to where he took his natural again.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't take so many drone losses. You know, he played from a position where he felt comfortable from this game. And just the games are just completely different.
Yeah. Wow, night and day difference, and that's really awesome to see as we're going to be able to get a game number 4 in this series.
And it's actually a series after all.
It is
a bit of a worry
series.
there that Zain was going to walk away with it.
I was definitely concerned of that.
Figaro putting a stop to that with a pretty dominant performance here in game number 3.
Yeah, very cool. And now I wonder if Zain's going to have to switch things up for the next game. GG, Figaro with 1 on the board.
Excellent game there by Figaro.
He wouldn't, would he? A reverse sweep again. 2 series in a row on the main stream.
Well, I did say that Figaro knows what the fans want, and the fans want.
The fans do want a game 5.
All the way.
Absolutely. We are going to hard lead for the 4th map.
Yeah, excellent game there by Figaro. I think he analysed how he'd lost in game 1 and 2.
Yep.
Corrected, made some changes that might not have been necessarily, 100% efficient, but it was what he needed to do. And yeah, as we said, night and day difference there in that game compared to the first 2.
Yeah, for sure. And we are in the lobby. Let's see if our players are ready for map 4. Figaro with the little confidence builder there. He's going to know he can beat this style now. He can beat Zain in his current form.
So do you think this is the map where Zain changed it up slightly?
I don't know. I think it's really tough to say if Zain is going to change it up now or not.
Yeah.
Because the first 2 games were quite dominant by him, but that was a bit of a slap down in game number 3. And here we are on hard lead in the southeast, in the purple, playing Zerg for TSI. It's Figaro.
And spawning in the top left position as with red, Protoss player still on match point, Zain.
Is going to send out the hatch block again. Will he get it?
Yeah. Figaro opting to go for that Overlord this time. I wonder why he changed it up in the 3rd game and not doing it anymore.
Do you think he's just taking a gamble that Zain won't bother hatch blocking?
Well, I think Zain might have just made it to block it in time, even if he didn't, looking at the mineral count. So I think maybe it's very map dependent on the timings.
Yeah, could definitely be right there. I do like this map. Got 2 Selnaga watchtowers which will give you a massive amount of vision on the flanks. A little bit of a narrow choke point with some rocks.
It does kind of remind me a little bit of Dragon Scales from the last map pool. Obviously there's no raised 3rd base location or the triangle base, but the layout and the feel of it kind of reminds me of it. As we are just seeing standard play here coming out from both players so far.
We are indeed. I'm so intrigued to see if Zain goes for the same style.
I mean, it's Zain. I think he's probably going to play that exact same style all 5 games if it went that far.
Fair enough.
Zain, he knows what he likes. He's pretty confident in his ability. You know, he looked very dominant in game 1 and 2.
Yeah.
He'll be thinking, well, there's no reason why I can't look so dominant in game 4 if I can secure that fourth base.
Adept. Warp gate. It's fake. Don't believe it, folks. He doesn't mean it.
Yeah, do you think Figaro's looking at and thinking, oh, it's definitely
I've seen that one before.
Cancel immediately. Stargate going down in the main base here for Zain, as it's coming in to see that natural timing. Still doesn't see any, but with these links coming out, Figaro's probably going to take his 3rd base now.
Yeah. There is the drone. He's probably going to get on out of there.
Not going to actually get the chance to scout the 3rd base going down, but with this adept coming, that's what we're going to be looking at. Coming in from a nice angle again here.
Yeah, Figaro has plenty of time to not lose a drone here, and we'll pull one of them and force some more for Spore Caller still. Better than nothing. 8 more lings on the way.
Quite a lot of lings early.
Yeah, really prepared for these 2 adepts. Yeah. Maybe looking to pick them off again. Doesn't want to do what happened last game where he lost 3 drones for these 2 adepts.
Nice poly,
especially if Zain's going to be aggressive with them. And now with speed finishing up, these adepts need to be careful they don't wedge themselves between the minerals, and one of them's going to fall.
Yeah. And I imagine the second one's going to be chased down as well and killed if Figaro wants to. Which looks like he's going to go look for it, but Zain hiding it in the bottom left position.
Yeah, and this third base is never going to happen right now with these things coming across the map. And Zain is going to be forced to cancel this. This is a really good start for Figaro. Grabs the probe as well.
First Oracle
One
out
Oracle
now.
out. Figaro, I love this. He's forcing the Oracle to be kept at home and picks off another probe. This is so frustrating as a Protoss player when you just want to go out and take your third and suddenly it's delayed by 30 seconds because you keep losing your probe.
Zain opting to take the other location now.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? Fine, I don't want to take this base. I'll just 2-base all in you.
3 Oracles.
Yeah.
We only saw 2 last game, right?
We did, but we saw 3 in the game number 2.
Oh, okay.
3 is pretty standard for that hero style, and you know, especially since the Nexus was so delayed as well, I don't hate it.
Spore Quarter finishing up in the nick of time here. The Oracle turns on with no energy.
A bit of a sad moment there by Zain, expecting to, you know, micro his heart out, get a few kills, dodging in and out of that Queen and Spore, and ultimately just didn't realise he'd already used that energy.
Forge and Twilight on the way behind this.
Yeah, looks like both players setting up exactly the same. I mean, yeah.
But this is the best start Figaro's had so far.
Oh, 100%.
In terms of drones. Someone, please. Someone. Oh my goodness. In the nick of time. Well, it gets cancelled.
Yeah, good play there.
And the kill on the drone. Nicely done by Zain. Figaro once again was looking to double expand there to Adepts. Coming in now, the Lings are well positioned for it and will catch him.
It really feels like Figaro just needed a couple of games to warm up here. But now
2 drones.
3 drones?
3 drones.
Yeah, you take that trade, but yeah, I'm liking Figaro's position a lot more again in this game.
Gonna be able to get that worker lead pretty soon.
Yeah, going up to 60 workers. Gonna go into that +1 melee again with Blair on the way. I fully expect the Baneling nest to be dropped down as well shortly.
Reasonable amount of Lings here, keeping the Oracles at home.
And I think the difference here again is Zain's move out with these 4 Stalkers. It's a lot later than it has been.
Yep. This is nowhere near as threatening as it was in the last game.
Yeah, exactly. And with the amount of Lings that are already out as well, I really like Figaro's position here.
One Overlord, a little 2 Adventurers is going to get picked off. A nice supply block there, but with this hatch finishing up, Figaro is going to be okay.
No, not quite. I mean, hatcheries don't really give that many supply. But
I never knew that. 2 Stalkers getting picked off, very nicely done.
These are mistakes that Zain haven't been making. As these, really nice play there. Just triggering the oracles. But Zain hasn't been making these sort of mistakes too much in the previous matches.
Yeah. Ooh, this is something different. It is blink and +1, but behind it a fleet beacon.
I have to say,
and
I love it.
Stargate. That is not going to be something Figaro is expecting.
And another couple of Stalkers here could be trapped out of position, but Figaro not really paying attention. He's too interested in what's going on at his 4th base.
He's trying to look for the 4th base of the Protoss, and it looks like Zain's going to take the forward location here. Interesting.
Yeah, I like it.
There's a lot of Lings on the map right now. 60 Lings on the map for Figaro.
I'm surprised +1 air attack hasn't been started yet by Zain.
Yeah.
He's going into that double cyber. But maybe he just doesn't want to tip Figaro off that's what he's going for.
Going up to 3 Stargates behind us as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. If he starts it, Figaro's going to know. And look at this. It is a battery.
But Zain can never let these Zerglings in.
If these Zerglings get in, Zain is in a whole world of trouble.
Yeah.
The longer this goes unscouted, the better for Zain.
Yeah.
His Roach is on the way. Charge starts +2. Second Cyber Core finishes, and it is going to be straight to carrier production.
Yeah. +1 attack starting in the main base. I do
Maybe
like
he's just going to, he's just not going to use his Cyber Core for a while. Do like it. Some Banelings here. Baneling speed about to finish. Zain has to react quickly to this. He has to react quickly to this. And he does warp in a Stalker. Nicely done indeed. 4 probes do still go down.
Banelings are pretty good.
He grabs a pylon actually. Grab another probe. Get on out of there. Decent stuff for Figaro.
3 carriers at a time. At what point do you, as Zain, move across the map with this? Do you wait for 9 carriers?
I don't think you can wait that long. But I mean, well, I guess if it's never scouted, then you wait as long as possible, right? There's no Spire, there's no Hydra Den. Figaro is absolutely nothing to kill these carriers right now.
Exactly.
Serious amount of banelings moving forward here. Stasis Ward will grab some lings.
Oh,
Stalkers blink forward, and now the banelings could collapse on this Nexus, I think.
Yeah, I think he just right-clicks it down.
A lot of probes are going to fall here. The Nexus is going to fall. The carriers are forced to show their hand, and this is a disaster for Zain as he loses the 4th base and 20 probes with it.
What
a lot of Stalkers going
Zain.
Down. Is Figaro doing it? Aspire's on the way.
I think Figaro's doing it. I think, you know, Zain really did not want to reveal them. Them
he really didn't, yeah.
But he had no choice.
Indeed.
I'd have liked a bit more static defense there by Zain. I'm not sure it would have helped all that, but yeah, Figaro in a pretty good position here.
Yeah, I like that Figaro is keeping up the aggression, knowing that behind this he can get some tech to kill the carriers. Spire on the way, gonna be Corruptors. And keep in mind, there's no Storm, there's no Templar Archives for Zain, so he can't really fight all too well against Corruptors right now. I expect to see some Void Rays start up for him soon.
I'd really like him to drop the Templar Archive tech. Just
there it is.
There it is. Yeah, really nice decision there by Zain. I think, you know, with the amount of Lings and the Corruptors that there's going to be, you really need Storm or Archons here.
Yeah, so a serious amount of Lings once again. Gonna try their luck at the 3rd base and at the natural.
Yeah, Zain's on top of it, not going to let any of that
Look at how rich Figaro is, by the way. He can start like 16 Corruptors now if he wants. That's exactly what he does. 15 on the way.
Figaro's found himself into a really nice position here.
Yep.
What do you do as Zain then now? Just sit back, camp a little bit, get Templar out?
Zain has a lot of gas.
Yeah.
When this Templar Archive's finished, which it is now, he can make some Archons, and then suddenly he has a pretty scary army. He has 6 carriers done.
+2 not started yet.
Corruptors is a lot though. Yeah, I'd like to see +2 start for Zain, that's for sure. Oracle's going to the southwest. Not really anything of note there. Select going to go down. We'll grab a Queen. A couple drones.
Needs to make sure that he keeps them Oracles alive because they're really important for the Revelation, especially you know, in this sort of game that we're doing.
I really want Zain to spend his gas, man. Why has he not got Archons here? If these Corruptors jump on the carriers right now, it's actually Zain who could be in a lot of trouble. And here come the Corruptors. They're going to target down the carriers while the Lings ravage the ground. I think there's too much Figaro. I think he's done it. I think we might be going to a game number 5 once again. It's TSI Figaro with the reverse sweep on the cards. He takes out all the carriers. GG. It's 2-2. Wow, I did not see that coming 2 games ago.
Excellent game there by Figaro once more.
Again.
I mean, what do you say, ladies and gentlemen? I mean,
what's going through Zain's mind right now? He has got to be kicking himself. He was in 100%. Such a good position at the end of that game too. It looked like we were going to have a 3-0 for sure.
Yeah, 100%. But once more, I mean, Figaro on the verge of a double reverse sweep
against 2 of the best players in the tournament, no less, as well. Very, very, very impressive. And we're going to be going to Hecate for game number 5. I don't know what to say there. Just an insane series. Absolutely mental.
Yeah.
Zain versus Figaro. Yeah. We said we'd hoped it would be a banger. I predicted 3-2 to Figaro.
You did, yeah. It was looking a bit
the players
rough
are ready.
there for
Let's get into it.
Yeah. As we are loading now into game number 5. Hecate. Wow. What a series.
Isn't StarCraft just a great game?
When you're watching it.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to say that in 30 minutes time when I've lost 2-0 to Mix. I feel bad for him. I said, can we play in an hour? And that was about almost 2 hours ago. It's been a long series. And here we are on game number 5. In the southwest, in the purple, looking for his 2nd consecutive reverse sweep. It is TSI Figaro.
And spawning in the top right position. Currently probably wondering what's really gone wrong. Lost the last 2. But still, you know, anything can happen. It is Zain.
Wow, 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 wow.
Wow, indeed. As we do see Zain, you know, sticking to the original plan of sending that first probe across, making sure he's blocking that archery. Yeah, wow.
So we saw Zain mix it up last game, going for that carrier style.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do that again.
And he had it hidden for a reasonable amount of time before Figaro forced his hand. And it was that attack from Figaro that really won him the game. Scouting the carriers, but just dealing so much damage, taking out that 4th base. Goodness me. What a series, what a tournament we have here at Epic Land. The winner of this goes on to play Iba in the upper bracket final. Then we'll have some more lower bracket games, and then this evening, about 9:30 British time, we'll be on the stage for the final.
Which is bound to be a banger.
Bound to be Molten versus Bumaria.
Yeah. Well, impossible, but you know, one of us should make it. One of us. Yeah.
His Zain guy seems okay. Figaro maybe. You know.
Yeah. To be fair, both of these players, you know, they don't look like either of them would be, you know, out of place in the final.
Yeah. They're both playing incredibly well right now. And that's a crazy thing to say when we have Iba, Risky, and Raza also in this tournament.
Yeah.
And I think at the start of the tournament, you probably would have put all 3 of those guys slightly above these 2 in terms of making the final.
Maybe Raza's perhaps, you know, not really played that much.
That's fair.
I think it shows. And,
what is this? Zain? What in the wall off is this? That's a bit of a gap.
Yeah.
Got a chunky stalker boy in there, I think.
I think even that might not be enough.
Maybe not.
You know what I'd love?
A cheese.
Yeah, I'd love Figaro just to look at that and you'd be like, you know what? I'm not respecting that wall. Here's 30 speedlings running straight
I would
at you.
absolutely love that. It doesn't look like it's going to happen though.
No, I think, you know, it would be a bit of an anticlimactic way to end the series after fighting back.
So valiantly.
Yeah,
Adept. I'm liking these adept angles from Zain. I might start copying this. Yeah. I always just kind of lazily send it in front of the base, but just coming in from the side here. I guess that's something that the hatch block allows you to do. He lets shade finish. Things are in position. He's gonna try and grab a drone if he can. He can't. 8 more lings on the way to deal with these 2 adepts, as we've seen Figaro do before. And Figaro's just got to hold out, not lose drones until his ling speed is done. Then he can jump on the adepts. Adepts gonna shade out to the 3rd. Not quite get a kill there. Speed is about to finish. One of the adepts gonna go down.
Nice play there by Figaro.
Figaro is just getting better and better. Oh my goodness.
This is a wall. We're gaming now.
Someone call Joe Biden. That is quite the wall at the natural there. Oh, and the speedlings catch this adept and will take it out. Nicely done by Figaro. The probe is well hidden by Zain. Or is it?
He's not going to get it, but yeah.
Oracle does save it.
No, I'd like Figaro just to have another round of lings here built. You know, he's already killed 2 adepts.
Yeah, he's forced a lot of energy out on this Oracle as well.
But I think it's probably a bit too late now to do that.
Twilight Council.
I think we're all shocked that it's Twilight Council again.
I'm shocked we're in game 5.
Well, this is true. Yeah. But, yeah, both players doing exactly the same as the last 4 games. Two drones there picked up from...
Just one. Yeah. He would have come up here if it was 2. No Spore in the main again, but there are 2 queens, and this Oracle taking a alternative route.
He's going to have to be really careful here.
Very careful, staying concentrating on this Oracle, and does get 3 drones nicely done. But again, needs to be careful. He's going to take a lot of hold on. He might actually lose it.
Oh, he loses it. The Oracle. That is a huge misplay.
Yeah, and this one's very injured as well. And this makes the whole game just slightly scary because now when he's pushing forward with the Blink Stalkers, he hasn't got the same amount of Oracle cover as he had previously. These 2 adepts Will not
They're gonna
finish the
get caught
shade,
again,
but will
though.
get caught out. And
Wow.
Figaro's defense is just getting better and better in this series.
Yeah, great play here by Figaro. He's well on top. And I think this is the issue as Protoss. If you do the same thing over and over again every game, you know, Zerg's,
You're just giving your opponent some rhythm, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, he's making exactly the same moves. He's doing the exact same thing. So a player of Figaro's quality, you know, is going to pick up these patterns and he's going to get right on top of it, which we're seeing now.
For sure. Work count does look decent for Zain. Figaro supply blocked here as he loses the Overlord on the other side of the map.
Yeah. One Forge coming down this time for Zain rather than the double Forge. And the Templar Archive. He is changing
okay, he's
things up.
changing it up once again with his Templar Archives.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this.
Well, I think it makes sense, right? Because the Gateway style, Blink Stalker style is always going to be a lot harder after you lose an Oracle.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Do you expect to see Storm coming here, or do you think it's just purely for Archons?
I think with the amount of Lings that Figaro's been building, I won't be surprised to see a couple of Archons. I'm sure eventually we'll get Storm, but I don't really expect to see Storm start up immediately here for Zain.
No. Do you think he's going to look for some sort of timing attack, or do you think he's still going to go for that fourth base and, you know, play it?
I'm not sure. I think he'll go for the fourth. I don't think that he'll think he's in a position to kill Figaro anytime soon. Ling gets stasis there. Fifth base going down for Figaro as well. And I am joined by a new caster for the climax of what has been an absolutely incredible series. Exo Lightning, how are we doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Oh, hello.
Hello?
Zain murders his own pylon in
I
cold
was
blood.
in the wrong position, you know. He needed it in a bad position.
What's going on? Where's Brumario gone? You've
Apparent-
whisked him off.
Apparently, they are like, this game is too epic. We need to get him down and play his own games.
Because I have my own game to play, so
Yeah, okay, well.
it's all going to be okay?
Yeah, it's all going to be
It's
okay.
all going to be okay.
Yeah, okay.
Lovely.
Listen, we're going to take you both away. Okay, he rebuilt the pylon he just killed. You love to see it.
Yeah, that was a strange click. Was it blocking this
it
for
might
a
have-
clean gateway wall? Maybe.
Maybe.
Still feels a bit extra to kill it, doesn't it? Fourth base on the way, and it is going to be Storm for
Oh,
Zain.
you love to see
How
it.
much of this series have you been able to
Not that
catch?
much.
Okay.
So I know that Zayn went 2-0 up.
Yep.
And then it's been a bit of a throw from there.
Zain went up 2-0 really comfortably with his Blink Stalker style.
Yeah, yeah,
And in
he's
game
been
3,
so
Figaro slapped it down. Game 4, Zain went for carriers.
Yeah, I saw that.
And
part
Figaro
as well.
didn't scout it for a while, but then he attacked the fourth, took out the fourth completely in like 20 probes, and then Zain was forced to reveal the carriers. Figaro builds 20 corruptors and slaps him down.
Crushes it, yeah.
So it's been an unreal comeback by Figaro, and now look at the army supply.
Yeah. But it's
It's a lot of roaches, but it's also a lot
Storm
of
is done,
banes.
right?
Storm is done.
Storm's big.
How many Templar have we
He's
got? We've got
That's a
4.
healthy amount.
Oh, but he uses 2 on the roaches. Now he uses all 4 Storms. There's still
to.
banelings coming in behind this. I don't know if this is good enough for Zain. I think we might be on the verge
my lord.
of a second consecutive reverse sweep
Yeah, yeah.
against 2 of the top players in the tournament for Figaro. This fourth base is not going to see the light of day. Zain forced to cancel it. Figaro's up 60 supply. I don't believe it.
He's coming in here. Are the Banelings going to get caught by the Stasis Ward? Not all of them. The
Oh my
Archons-
goodness.
Archon has to tank 1,000,000 Banelings here to have a chance.
And the Banelings rolling into the third base now. I think Figaro's done it. I think he has pulled off one of the most incredible reverse sweeps
100
that we have
supply
seen.
up.
What a performance by the TSI Zerg. He's earned his spot in the upper bracket final against Sibber. I don't believe it. GG, well played. TSI Figaro with a second consecutive reverse sweep. Oh
What
my
is this
goodness.
man on?
That was
What is
insane.
he
That
on?
was absolutely crazy. What a series.
Yeah.
Isn't StarCraft a great game?
Isn't StarCraft great?
Wow.
Not for Protoss it is.
After game 2, it looked like Figaro had no chance. It looked like
Yeah.
Zain was just comfortably better in the matchup, just knew exactly what he was doing, exactly how he was going to play.
Yeah.
And Figaro just woke up.
That-
It got better every game for him.
I better say, when I was watching the Street Fighter final with Razor on stage, and as I came back, that's when Zayn had come back after having grabbed a drink, and he said, 2-0 up, I got this. He was confident. He believed he had it. But Figaro,
Wow.
he's a different beast.
Wow. And now Figaro versus Iba in that upper bracket final. But I'm just looking at the stream here, and it says next game, Mix versus Molten.
Yes.
That's me.
That is you.
Oh dear.
Do you have any plans for this series?
That's a great question.
You should think about that on the elevator ride.
He plays random though, so
Yeah, he
how
does.
can you have plans?
Yeah, it's good.
I'll just try my best. We'll see. How it goes.
Listen, you got to do what I do. Guess the race at the start of the game and commit, all right?
Just 2 Gate Forge every game and see if it works. Yeah.
All right, well, best of luck to that. I'll
Thank
stick
you.
with the stream. And, yeah, if you want to head down and get
Awesome.
going, yeah, go do your VOs. Message me when you're done. Yeah, we're on my account. Yeah, good stuff. All right, cheers. Cheers. Yes, so that's going to be coming up very shortly. We are going to have that. We're going to let the players do that. Let me just see if mixes are ready as well. But what a fantastic series that was. We want to get going into the next game as soon as possible. So we're going to just sort of see how we're going here. I'm going to talk about it thingy. All right, yeah, we're going to go to a quick ad break. But then when we come back, as you can say, we're going to have the man, the myth, the legend, Molten that was just here versus Mix, who's been delivering game after game of fantastic performance. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, I can't believe that.
Hello Overclockers, and welcome. Oh, screw this. Where's A-Pack when you need him?